This is actually take 2 of a word that the Lord gave me last night. There was a series of 2 when I was sitting and spending time with the Holy Spirit. And sometimes God makes me sit up until I get it all done, until it's all out. But last night I was just really tired and I felt okay about going to sleep. And clearly the Lord thought that was okay because I went right to sleep. And I'm going to read it to you today. And it's so beautiful. And there's so much hidden word in it. Traces back to so many beautiful Bible stories. And I'm going to read it to you now. I have prayed that it might be well with you. So many have taken turns throwing you in a well. Well, here you are, remaining. When they called every son to the palace, you remained until the job was not for any of the so-called chosen ones. And the king made everyone stand and remain until you arrived. I am well aware this is painful. They have all but tried to pluck your feathers out one by one, but they too easily forget you are under the pinions of the Most High. Remain here when life happens. When they hurt your feelings, when they break your heart and stomp your toes in your walk of peace, and yet you remain. How mighty to remain. Anyone else would have surely crumbled, but you have remained. Now is not the time to go cry, even though you have every right to. Now is the time to use your spiritual eyes, because where are those who persecuted you? The enemies you see today, you will see no longer. Just promise me that you will remain. And these verse references I want to share with you. The Lord mentions, so in the beginning, the Bible tells us that the Holy Spirit prays for us in utterings and groanings we can't even understand. It starts out, I've prayed that it might be well with you. God brings up Joseph, he brings up David. But these are the references that the Lord gave me for this word. Whoever remains in me, and I in him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing. John 14:4-5. Anyone who does not remain in me will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into a fire, and they will be burned. That's John 14:6-9. I don't mean that in a scary, fear-mongering way. That's just the word, and doesn't necessarily mean it as harshly as it may sound, even though it can be that way in extreme scenarios. It's why we see good fruit, and sometimes we see everything was good, and then all of a sudden it's because God's starting it over. He's putting it through the fire. It's going through it again. But you've been through the fire. You've done that. You've had that season, and you have remained. And what remains after the season of fire is beautiful, pure gold. It's expensive. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It's elegant. And even though all of this stuff has come your way, you have remained. And the Lord is rewarding your steadfastness. And even as you have remained, he has remained ever present with you, and you've known it. You've never thought a second about whether or not he was there. Even on days when you were like, are you listening? You still knew he was there. You've remained. God hasn't let you down before, and he ain't gonna start now.